From the ruined streets of a post-apocalyptic Seattle to genetically altered humans running from their own past, Dark Angel is not just a science fiction series, it is a story about identity, betrayal, and freedom. 2 decades have passed. What has become of those warriors today? Who rose to shine, and who was consumed by the darkness of real life? Number 1. Jessica Alba as Max Guevara. There are characters who don't just exist on screen, but become symbols of an entire generation. In 2000, at just 19 years old, Jessica Alba stepped into Dark Angel as Max Guevara, a genetically modified girl escaping from the Manticore laboratory. Back then, Max was not only fighting pursuing soldiers, but also her own wild instincts, from stealing medication to survive, to protecting Logan at all costs despite knowing that every touch could be a death sentence. Max's story evolved from an outlaw into a rebellious symbol, leading other X5s to rise against the system. This role stood out for combining intense action with emotional depth, as Max constantly struggled between love and survival instinct. After the show, Jessica Alba skyrocketed into Hollywood fame, but also faced criticism over her acting and pressure from her sensual image. She married Cash Warren in 2008 and avoided major scandals, focusing on building the Honest Company. By 2026, at 44, she is more of a successful businesswoman than a movie star. From a lone warrior in the shadows, Max Guevara became an icon, while Jessica Alba today proves one can step out of their own shadow. Number 2. Michael Weatherly as Logan Cale. In that chaotic world, Logan Cale was not the strongest, but he was the most dangerous. In 2000, at age 32, Michael Weatherly portrayed Eyes Only, a mysterious hacker exposing the truth. Logan was paralyzed after an accident, but his intellect became a sharp weapon, connecting with Max in a relationship that was both alliance and tragic love. He could not touch her because of the deadly virus in Max's blood, turning every close moment into prolonged pain. Logan was the brain behind rebellions, inspiring Max to believe she was more than just an experiment. The role stood out for its contrast, a man physically weak but mentally powerful. In real life, Michael Weatherly married Amelia Heinley and divorced in 1997, then got engaged to Jessica Alba but split in 2003, a drama widely covered by the press. He later found success with NCIS but faced a harassment scandal in 2018, paying millions in settlement. By 2026, at 57, he is still active but his image is marked by controversy. Logan Cale once fought for truth, while Michael Weatherly today battles his own reputation. Number 3. Jensen Ackles as Alec McDowell. If Max was the rebellious soul, Alec McDowell was her dark reflection. In 2001, at 23, Jensen Ackles joined Dark Angel as Alec, a clone of the X5 line. Cold, selfish, and always putting himself first. At first, Alec survived at all costs, even betraying teammates for freedom. But over time, he changed, from reluctantly helping Max to sacrificing himself for others, showing a painful path of redemption. Alec stood out for his complexity, neither hero nor villain, but a damaged human learning to feel again. After Dark Angel, Jensen Ackles avoided major scandals and built a strong career with Supernatural, becoming a pop culture icon. He married Danielle Harris in 2010 and has a stable family completely opposite to his chaotic characters. By 2026, at 48, he remains active and respected for his professionalism. Alec once struggled to regain his humanity, while Jensen Ackles proves that in real life, people can rewrite their fate for the better. Number 4. Valarie Ray Miller as Original Cindy. Original Cindy was not a warrior, not a superhero, but she was the irreplaceable heart of Dark Angel. In 2000, around age 29, Valarie Ray Miller played Max's energetic roommate, a woman surviving chaotic Seattle with wit, sharp tongue, and unwavering loyalty. Cindy did not fight with weapons, but she always brought Max back to her humanity, from hiding her identity to helping her escape pursuit and standing by her side even in danger. In Max's darkest moments, Cindy was the one who kept her from becoming a monster. The role stood out for balancing humor and emotional depth, a seemingly light character carrying the heaviest emotional weight. After the show, Valarie Ray Miller did not rise like her co-stars and gradually stepped away from the spotlight. With a quiet career and few notable roles, no major scandals, no dramatic divorces, but that silence made her almost disappear from Hollywood. By 2026, at around 55, she lives privately, freed from controversy. Original Cindy once stood behind protecting others, and Valarie Ray Miller today remains just as quiet, unforgettable without ever being loud. Number 5. John Savage as Donald Lydecker. Donald Lydecker was not a simple villain. he was a rational nightmare. In 2000, at 51, John Savage portrayed the Manticore Colonel hunting X5 children like lost assets. Lydecker pursued Max not only with force but with psychology, knowing her weaknesses because he trained them since childhood. At times, he was chillingly ruthless, yet occasionally revealed a twisted attachment, a distorted father figure. That made him more terrifying than any typical antagonist. The role stood out for moral depth, between duty and emotion. Lydecker always chose wrong, but was never entirely devoid of feeling. In real life, John Savage experienced a turbulent personal life, with marriage and divorce, and an unstable career. No shocking scandals, but no steady success either. He continued acting mostly in smaller projects, buried from Hollywood's spotlight. By 2026, at 76, he still appears occasionally, like a shadow of his golden era. Lydecker once controlled the fate of genetically modified children, while John Savage today seems to drift quietly with time, filled with lingering regret. Number 6. J.C. MacKenzie is normal. No one expected a grumpy delivery boss to become such an important piece, but Normal did exactly that. In 2000, at around age 30, J.C. MacKenzie played Ronald Normal, the boss of Jam Pony. Where Max worked to hide her identity, Normal embodied pure pragmatism, always yelling, always demanding money, and seemingly caring about nothing but profit. But deep inside, he unintentionally protected an entire network of people living outside the law. From not suspecting Max to rare moments of concern, Normal became the perfect shield between the ordinary world and dark secrets. The role stood out for its realism and unheroic but essential character. After Dark Angel, J.C. MacKenzie maintained a steady career with supporting roles. No major scandals, no personal controversies, but no big breakthrough either. No dramatic divorces, no addictions. His life remained almost normal, just like his character's name. By 2026, at around 56, he is still active, maintaining a low-profile image. Normal once just wanted money and to avoid trouble. And J.C. MacKenzie seems to have succeeded surviving Hollywood without being consumed by scandal. Number 7. Kevin Durand as Joshua. Not quite human, not entirely a monster. Joshua was a living pain in a world afraid of difference. In 2001, at 27, Kevin Durand entered Dark Angel as a genetically altered being with an animal-like appearance, hiding in the shadows while being hunted as something to be destroyed. Joshua did not speak much, but every action carried weight, from saving Max to innocent attempts to understand the human world. He represented those rejected by society, longing to be accepted but met only with fear. The role was haunting for its contrast, a terrifying appearance with a pure soul. After Dark Angel, Kevin Durand built a stable career with many strong antagonist roles, without major scandals or personal controversies. He married and kept a private life, avoiding Hollywood's traps. By 2026, at 52, he remains active and recognized as a reliable supporting actor. Joshua was once rejected by the world, while Kevin Durand proves that not everyone in Hollywood loses themselves. Some choose silence and endure in their own way. Number 8. Alimi Ballard as Herbal Thought. If Jam Pony was a shelter, Herbal Thought was the breath of freedom in a suffocating post-apocalyptic world. In 2000, at 23, Alimi Ballard brought a character who seemed comedic, a delivery guy who loved philosophy, music, and positive energy. But behind that relaxed exterior was a perceptive observer who noticed the strange reality around Max and a collapsing world. He did not fight or become a hero, but his normalcy highlighted the chaos around him. The role stood out for its grounded realism, a young man surviving through optimism in a decaying society. In real life, Alimi Ballard avoided scandals. No romantic controversies, no addictions or legal trouble. Something rare in entertainment. He built a steady career in television, maintaining a clean and professional image. By 2026, at 49, he is still active, though not an A-list star. Herbal Thought chose calmness in a chaotic world, and Alimi Ballard seems to live the same way, quiet but resilient, untouched by temptations that consumed others. Number 9. Richard Gunn as Sketchy. Some people don't need superpowers, just enough recklessness to survive, and Sketchy was exactly that kind of person. In 2000, at 31, Richard Gunn played Calvin Sketchy, a slippery delivery guy always looking for quick money in an unstable society. He was not a hero, often dragging himself into trouble through bad decisions, from shady deals to nearly endangering Jam Pony, yet his clumsiness and greed made him deeply human. a survivor defined by constant mistakes. The role stood out for its realism. No glorification, no exaggeration, just a person trying to survive. After Dark Angel, Richard Gunn continued acting but did not achieve major success, appearing less in prominent projects. No major scandals, no shocking controversies, but also no breakthrough, a quiet journey in harsh Hollywood. By 2026, at 57, he remains active but largely out of the spotlight. Sketchy once struggled to survive in chaos, and Richard Gunn seems to be doing the same in real life without a script to save a fading role. Number 10. Jennifer Blanc as Kendra Maibaum. Kendra was not a warrior, not hunted, yet she lived at the center of danger without even knowing it. In 2000, at 26, Jennifer Blanc appeared as a normal young woman, Max's roommate, representing the unaware world amid deadly secrets. Kendra lived carefree dating, partying, complaining about life things that contrasted sharply with Max's reality. That innocence often put her at risk, being dangerously close to lethal secrets. Kendra did not fight, but her existence forced Max to lie constantly, creating ongoing psychological pressure. Though a small role, it was essential a reminder that Max could never fully leave the human world behind. In real life, Jennifer Blanc had a turbulent journey. No major breakthrough, struggling with small roles and industry pressure. She married actor Michael Biehn in 2015 after several failed relationships, a personal life not too loud but not entirely peaceful. By 2026, at 52, she remains active in independent projects, holding a modest place in Hollywood. Kendra once lived carefree among lies, and Jennifer Blanc understands that behind the spotlight, no life is ever truly simple. 2 decades have passed. The faces of Dark Angel have taken different paths, some shining brightly, others fading into silence. But the memory of a chaotic world, where people searched for who they truly are, has never faded.